I didn't see a countdown though. Is it live?
Yeah, you're good. It's live.
Oh, it's live. Oh,
I
man.
wanna rock.
Doing all this dumb shit. I gotta find a faster way to get the link to send out to everybody.
I did start a Shellhead Toys Instagram today,
I saw. Well,
so
Shell hit the other one.
I didn't spend a lot of time on it, so nobody get offended if I didn't add you. I literally just went through the first 30 people it had on there that I knew I'd talk to, and I'm like, click, 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 click. So
No, but Tony, Shellhead's had a Instagram.
yeah, she doesn't have access anymore because it was linked to her Facebook profile that got hacked. So this one's linked to me. So when I get hacked, then we can worry about that.
Because it was brought to my attention, like it's 2026 and Tony doesn't have this and this. I'm like, he does. It's just I knew Rebel was the one who kind of manned it, so I just figured it kind of went to the wayside. All right.
Your audio's doing that fun thing.
Ooh, what's it doing?
Where it's got you delayed.
Him or me?
He knows how much I love that.
No, Wheezy. While Wheezy fixes that, for those of you that
going in.
Oh, never mind, he's good. I guess ish.
I came back, like I was on different web pages trying to find links and shit.
Yeah, so what happens with you is for some reason when you wander off of something else, there's a delay in bringing you back, and so the program, whatever you're using, takes a minute to catch up, and you're not caught up yet. I want you to be. You're just not.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, but you're very delayed. But while you're doing that, Psycho, maybe you could run with this a little bit while Chris is working on his audio.
Sure. I mean, I could. This is Chris's topic, so I wanted to let him run point on it, but I can run. Well, so tonight, what we're trying to do is, what's wrong, Chris?
That's not what I meant. I meant just some chitter chatter while Chris is figuring it out.
Oh, I mean, well, I've been absent.
What's the matter?
I heard some other kind of like video or something playing.
Wheeze? You got
no I don't know what's going on. So
just restart. We'll wait.
Anyhow, I've been absent for quite a few shows recently because I've had a lot of stuff going on. I was out of town, and where I was didn't have stable internet connection, and then this past Tuesday, just all the stuff that I was trying to do, and I didn't have a place to set up, and it was just tiring, and so I've been absent, but I'm glad to be back. And this topic tonight that Chris has come up with is rather interesting. So I'm curious to see how it's going to go. I think it's going to have to be very chat driven, because of course we're going to have our opinions, but if it's just our opinions, then it's not going to really go anywhere. Right?
I'm excited.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Good. All right.
You're good.
Well, thanks for bringing down the party there, Psycho. So
how the hell did I bring down the party?
Oh, we got a topic tonight, but it's not going to really be good unless people talk.
Hurry up with the intro before you get fucked up again.
Welcome to Collector's Hideout, the podcast where we get together, talk shit about different topics depending on what's going on, and we use it to escape the real world bullshit of everyday lives. Different topics, video games, collectibles, movies, lots of movies, anything else that comes up. This evening, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Psycho. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
And Tony, I know you're here. I know you're excited.
Oh, I can't wait. It's fucking Muppets. Anything Muppets is great.
You can see the shadow on the wall.
Shadow on the wall?
That's how excited he is. You can see the shadow on the wall.
Gotcha.
Whew. So
they did not fall. I already told Tony the whole story. I had a lot of work being done at the house the last several days, and they wanted me to take everything off the shelves that could possibly fall. So I had to pack all that stuff up. The shelves that I put up are still standing, and they're over there.
after an electrical situation and
listen.
many flooring disasters, he's back. He's fine.
Yeah. The electrical situation was nothing to do with the last several days missing. So,
You know, Tony,
Yes.
we've been doing drinks and toys for a while,
Yeah.
and I get it now. When I interrupt you, I get it. Never again will I interrupt you, sir.
I did have something before we go like into your whole thing. And I know it's toy oriented, but I felt like I had to bring it up really quick because I know I'm gonna forget come Tuesday. Did you guys happen to see for the GI Joe TMNT crossover that they're doing Snake Eyes with Timber, but Timber is Razar?
yeah, and it's an STCC exclusive,
Yeah,
and there
Is
hasn't
it
been
named
any,
Razar?
yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead,
and there
John.
hasn't been any inclination whether or not they're going to release some product to a store. Like normally, Playmates will also have a select amount that Walmart can put up online, but nothing's been announced.
It's kind of exciting because it looks cool.
It
I
does.
didn't like. I saw the set. I didn't realize it was supposed to be Razar because like it just looks like a normal wolf. Like nothing about
Yeah.
the design screams Razar to me. So I just thought it was Timber.
It's
But
at the bottom of the box. It says Timber. They all say X, so I guess it's the crossover, right? So it's Timber X Razar, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. Not gonna get it, but that's cool. I'm not buying any of those GI Joe things. But so tonight's topic. Now that we can get to that point, we're 10 minutes in. No, so tonight's topic, we are going to discuss Muppet movies, and not just not the Muppet movies, but the idea of remaking movies, but with a Muppet cast and one person, one human remaining of the cast, right? Joe's messaging me. What the? Why does this thing keep talking? There we go. Okay. So my computer's going crazy right now. So yeah, the idea came from I was watching another podcast. They're talking about how Disney's doing a bunch of remakes of their cartoon movies. You have like Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. You have all these remakes of their classics, and somebody's like, they have the rights to Muppets. They should just be doing Muppet remakes of the classic movies. And I was like, I would watch any Disney movie with Muppets. And then I remember over the years, I've seen the post pop up where people ask the same question. Like, if you could replace the entire cast of one movie with Muppets, with one human remaining, what would it be? And I'm like, you know what? That's a great fucking topic. So here we are. Psycho, you weren't here last week this past week, Drinks and Toys, where I mentioned do it, think about the movies, whatever, but also try and think of like scenes, like a specific scene to try and sell that idea even more to it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Cool. So if the chat chimes in, great. If they don't, fuck them. Let's get it going.
Wow. All right, Gus, what's up? Woo.
Oh, Gustavo's here. What's going on, man? So's Joe. Awesome.
What do you got, Psycho? You got one?
Well, my wife actually, when I was telling her about the topic, she came up with one that she thought would be interesting.
Okay.
She thought having Speed, where Keanu Reeves is the only human character and everybody else were Muppets, would be very entertaining.
Okay.
I did not ask her about the part where you would sell the movie with a scene because, like Chris said, I'd never heard that, and when he talked to me about it a couple days ago, he didn't mention that. But I guess when he first gets on the bus and everybody's Muppets, if they were freaking out the way that Muppets do with the arms flailing and everything, that would be pretty entertaining. Right?
Like when he first says, like, oh, there's a bomb on the bus.
Yeah, because in the movie, when he first gets on the bus, everybody's like freaking out and afraid of him. So if I were to imagine that moment with everybody else being Muppets and they're like head is thrown back and their mouth is wide open and their arms are like flailing around while they're screaming, I think that would be absolutely hilarious.
You're not wrong. You could use a scene like that for almost any movie, right? Like,
So I think if you're going to do Speed, and if Keanu's going to be driving the bus, okay. But when I think about Muppets, I think about this. So in any Muppet rendition of a live action, right? So like Muppet Treasure Island, Muppet the Mansion, any of the Haunted Mansion. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Any of the actual Muppet movies, whether it be like the Muppet Christmas Carol or whether it be like the Muppet Caper, Muppets Take Manhattan, what have you. It is what it is, but Kermit's usually the focal character, right? So I try to think in my head with the movie Speed, where does Kermit fall into the focus? Because he would have to play the Keanu Reeves, and if anything, Sandra Bullock would be the one that they could leave. Piggy wouldn't have to be anything, right? Sandra Bullock could be Sandra Bullock and play that character, and Keanu could be played by Kermit.
I mean,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Look at that! Everyone with Sandra Bullock's a puppet.
I see where you're coming from.
Sorry.
So I'm trying to think, like, in that movie, besides obviously Keanu Reeves, who else would be like one of the main characters that's not Sandra Bullock, right? And the only other one would be like if you just had Kurt, and he wouldn't even be part of it because, like you said, he wouldn't be the focus anymore. It would be like the captain that's like helping start or push everything through, or have go on a wild card, have Kermit be the bad guy. Like throw that wild card in there.
Yes, Adam, we're talking about movies that you replace the cast with Muppets except for one person.
I don't know enough about or remember enough about Speed to say anything more than and this is literally, I'm telling you, it's all I remember about the movie. I remember Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves is driving the bus, or vice versa. She was driving the bus. And is Keanu a cop or he just happens to be on the bus?
He's like bomb squad.
Yeah, no, he knows that there's a bomber, and he tells him, hey, this bus has a bomb on it. If it goes below 50 miles an hour, then it's going to blow up. You better try to get to the bus.
But yes,
so
he is a police officer.
Yeah. And he like steals a car, gets up to the bus, gets the bus driver to open the doors, and jumps onto the bus while it's moving.
Okay. I'm just like, I remember those nuances, but I don't remember anything about a villain.
The villain is a retired police officer, played by Dennis Hopper.
Yep.
Right? He was retired because he got injured. He was a bomb squad officer, and he was trying to save somebody, and an explosive went off, and it took his thumb, so they forced him to retire.
Dennis Hopper.
He was Koopa in the '93 Mario Brothers. He was the bad guy in Waterworld.
Okay.
The other guy in Easy Rider.
He was a very big villain in his era.
It's funny because he's not one of those guys that sticks out in my brain. But yeah, I get it now. Looking back, I can see.
He's definitely one of those people that when you see it and you're like, I had seen him in a lot, but you don't, like you said, it doesn't stand out as like you didn't watch the movie for him type of thing.
But that was the one that my wife gave me. The one that
anything Muppets is going to make me fucking laugh. So
the one that I had in mind, I don't know if I should say because I'm worried that it's going to be one that Chris brings up. But when Chris first told me this topic, the first thing that came to my mind was a Muppet Predator movie, where the Predator is the only one that's live action and everybody else is Muppets. Because Joe said, with the cotton going flying, like the Predator would shoot one of the things and cotton would just like start spraying everywhere.
Yeah. The NECA King said it last week, or last week when we did collectors. He said Predator and have Kermit be Dutch. So you had the scene where Kermit covered in mud, trying to hide from the predator, then putting like the war paint on to go against the predator for the final battle and stuff.
But he'd be like, because he doesn't have any fingers.
Or and then you have like an option of the scene with God damn it, when Dylan gets his arm shot off.
Oh.
So like Psycho said, like, oh, and like stuffing goes everywhere, but even like how bloody some of these movies are, shoots the arm off, you have stuffing, but then you also have like red yarn, just shoot out everywhere. Like it there could be a lot of hilarity. And it would take even the most serious movies and make them ridiculously funny. Because it just, yeah, I'm down with a Muppet Predator. Even though I wouldn't mind seeing the Predator as a Muppet as well, and having like Dutch be the only person. So you have Dutch beating the shit out of a fucking Muppet. Like I wouldn't be against that.
I just like the idea of, when you do those movies, you have the whole cast of Muppets to play with, right? So you can pick the personalities that make the most sense, or don't even have to. Sometimes it's just like it's so left field that that particular Muppet is hilarious for that role.
Animal would be Jesse Ventura.
Well, I'm just thinking about like you guys are sitting there talking about, Kermit would be Dutch, and I can only imagine Kermit holding this big ass machine gun, trying to shoot, and he's a Muppet, so, so he's just like trying to fucking shoot. Oh God. And he's just screaming in a Muppet voice.
or trying to pull up the log trap. Right? Like he tries to pull it up, but the log just shoots him into the air.
Oh God, man.
Or Kermit hitting all of Schwarzenegger's iconic lines, "Get to the chopper," like all the other stuff.
But it's not in the voice. He's like,
"Get
to the chopper, hurry!" Oh fuck, man, it gives me a headache.
All right, hold on. Now, okay, we're gonna cast it real quick because fuck it.
Dylan, son of a gun.
Adam's asking who would Beaker be. I feel like obviously if you did that movie, right, you'd have Kermit as Arnold. You'd have to have Gonzo as Dylan, right?
No, Fozzie Bear would have to be Dylan.
That's racist.
That's not why I said it.
Wow. So the Indian has to be the bear? Is that where that was going? Is that same guy?
No, Dylan's the black guy. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Carl Weathers.
Oh, so that should have totally been Gonzo.
I'm just thinking Gonzo because, like, when I think Muppets, I always picture like Gonzo and Kermit being like best friends.
Or should have been Rolf?
No.
That was too much. That was the one.
I thought Kermit because I thought Kermit and Fonzie Bear were best friends.
I always took it as so. Just in my mind, if I were to compare it to, just for another fucking reference, Full House, Kermit's Danny Tanner, then you'd have Fozzie Bear as Joey, right? And then Jesse would be more like the best friend, like, and that was kind of Gonzo, where they'd be the best friends. But then you have like the Fonzie, who's also a really good friend. But I always pictured Kermit and Gonzo as like the two mains.
No, Psycho's right. It's Fozzie and Kermit.
Okay.
They're always written as the best friends, and Gonzo is the follow-up. He's the insanity of the group.
That's fine.
Yeah, because I would have made Gonzo the Indian from the movie.
Native American is what we call him.
Well, it's a Muppet. I don't know if it matters.
He was just he said he's picking out this certain character.
Are you Muppet American?
Billy. God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
Piggy would have to be the girl, right? Like, there's not many girl Muppets that would stand out, right? So you have Piggy as the girl who tries to kill the predator, and Kermit kicks her. So, I'm down.
For those of you listening afterwards, this is probably one of the best shows so far. We're 21 minutes in because it's fucking Muppets.
Yeah, no, I would definitely down with the Predator movie as Muppets. What do you got, Tony?
Oh, sir. So there's a couple. I can't take credit for the first one at all, but I can absolutely in my head come up with 1,000 scenarios in my brain as to what would look hilarious if it was Muppets. And you guys have all seen this. You guys have all seen the meme where it's Jaws, right? And Kermit is the chief, Chief Brody.
Yes.
That has to come to fruition. It's already been, the hint has been put there. And as soon as I saw that scene, I'm like, well, that's fucking it for me. I can think of 1,000 fucking scenes that I need Muppets for in the movie Jaws. And the only human would have to be the mayor. That would be it. And for some reason, I'm thinking Hooper, Richard Dreyfuss, would be Fozzie. And I
I can see that.
All I can think of is when they're in the thing and he's like Richard Dreyfuss is going through like what happened, it's not a boating accident. I can't do Fozzie's voice, but I can picture him sitting here going, "This is not a boating accident," and he's like, he's holding up fucking puppet parts.
That was a horrible impersonation of Fozzie Bear.
I apologize. There's not a lot of things I'm good at. And then,
Stick
can you
to
imagine
Kermit.
if you had a puppet like Alex Kittner? That could have been Beaker, just out in the water, and as the shark's getting him, all he hears me 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 like. Oh my god! And then Piggy, of course, would be the wife.
All right, but then who would be the other? God damn it, the other
Quint?
guy. Huh?
Quint.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd have to be at that point. Quint would have to be like, I mean, I guess it would have to be Gonzo, but it would.
But like, part of me is like, looking at that character, I'd like, what Muppet is like that kind of like that rugged, salty personality? And the only ones I could picture would be the goddamn that fucking like blue eagle like fucking Muppet. I don't remember
Sam.
his name. Okay,
Sam the Eagle.
like him, or like one of the grumpy old men that talk shit in the theater all the time.
Waldorf and I don't remember the other guy's name.
Joe thinks it would have to be Quint would have to be Animal.
I don't know how the hell that would work out, but
could you imagine have to do that his fucking his iconic dialogue as Animal?
Dude, I'm just saying, like, any movie can be a great Muppets movie if you really think about it. It's just where you cast the Muppet, but it has to have those Muppet undertones that the ridiculousness of what you see in movies. And I'm just thinking with Jaws, I'm thinking of I know the movie so well, and I'm thinking of like the Alex Kittner scene. I'm thinking of where they caught the shark, but they didn't really catch the shark. It'd be hilarious if there's like this puppet shark hanging down and there's all these like Muppet fishermen around it. And I could think of the scene where he's like, the guy's like, yeah, but what is it? What kind of shark? And then Fozzie goes, it's a tiger shark. And then whoever it is like, a what? I know it's a really bad Fozzie, but do you remember, okay, do you remember
What's going on, Moo?
Do you remember Crank Yankers?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you remember, when you watched Crank Yankers, all it was these Muppet characters that were dubbing a phone conversation.
Yeah. Prank calls.
They could do the same thing with one of the movies. If you took all of the audio and dialogue from Jaws and just acted it out with Muppets, you don't even have to change anything. If you just acted it out with Muppets, it would be hilarious. That's my first one.
So when I started thinking about this, the first movies I went to were horror movies, right? Because, like I said, no matter what you put a Muppet in, even as the scariest damn thing you think of, it's gonna add to a level of comedy to it. So I try to stay away from those, even though there's some good options for horror movies when it comes to it. I'd like to see fucking like the first Ace Ventura with Muppets and
Well,
have
that was not what I was expecting.
yeah. No, I'm trying to stay away from horror. Ace Ventura, everybody Muppets, except Ray Finkel. He's the only well, I get Reinhorn is the only human. Everybody else Muppets.
Interesting.
Because then when I started thinking about the scenes and the Muppet wise, right? Like John was like Psycho was saying with the whole screaming. Could you
Yeah.
imagine Kermit the Frog in the fucking tank getting attacked by a shark, getting dragged back and forth? Like the fucking the scene when they're at the insane asylum or wherever the fuck the fucking and Ace Ventura's like jumping through the fucking bushes and tackling people like just there's so much there that's already ridiculous. Add the Muppet aspect to it, I think it's fucking gold. Like I'm watch it all day.
I just think it's it's never been one of those movies that has captivated me at all. I've never found the Jim Carrey 90s comedy to be funny for me. I don't know why. It's just me.
Add a Muppet.
Adam Muppet fucking fixes everything.
Wait, because then his overacting he does because he acts basically like a Muppet, right? He already goes over the top. He already does that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like now just replacing everybody with Muppet. I think that would be a fucking gold mine. You'd be in on that.
What about The Mask? Except everybody but the detective is a Muppet.
I don't remember that movie well enough. Again, I didn't watch a lot of Jim Carrey stuff because I didn't really care.
I can't
for
think
it.
of the detective in The Mask.
Well, the detective is the guy that's constantly trying to catch Stanley Ipkiss because he blames him for everything that's going on. It wouldn't matter the actor you use, but that part is live action when everybody else is a Muppet. I think would be funny.
All right, here we go. Batman. Was it Batman Returns with fucking Penguin?
Yep.
Penguin is the only human.
Okay, why?
Why the fuck not? Because he's so grotesque already, right? But then
that could be Gonzo.
I mean, I guess.
Gonzo could be the Penguin.
Who would you make the human in that?
Where everybody but Alfred is a Muppet.
Okay.
Because here you have this straight-laced English butler who has to act like the complete absurdity going on around him is not happening. I think that'd be hilarious.
Okay, I can see that. See, because when I'm thinking about the human character in my mind, and you guys like saying Alfred is thinking about it differently than I was, because I'm thinking like one of the main people that's going to be interacting throughout like the whole thing, versus like just a side character, for lack of a better word. But that would be hilarious, having him trying to play straight while complete insanity is going around.
Yeah, like imagine Kermit as Batman, and then like Alfred's trying to talk to him while he's sewing himself up after fighting Catwoman, who was actually Miss Piggy. And like you said the red yarn like coming out, and he's trying to like pinch it together and sew it up. I think that'd be hilarious. But this topic reminded me of something that I read a while ago, and it's two quotes by two different actors who both played roles with the Muppets, and they asked, oh God, what's his name? Michael Caine.
Charles?
No, Michael Caine. They were like, how were you able to act with the Muppets? And he said, I just treated them as if they were all Shakespearean actors, right? Like he said, that's how he approached it. And then they also asked the same question to Tim Curry when he did Muppet Treasure Island. And he said, I just acted as though I was a Muppet, right? But those were the two, I would argue, most successful Muppet movies. And it fits, right? Like Tim Curry himself is just a crazy person, so him acting like a Muppet fit, and Michael Caine is this, classically trained Shakespearean actor who's like, you know what? We're just gonna act like all these people are Shakespearean actors, and that's how this is gonna go.
I think it's it's everything to do with, like, you can't act like those are puppets. You got to believe that that's a person talking to you, and treat them as such, right? And I, yes, I would agree with that. Those make the best interactions whenever you see them on film. Like, I definitely Muppet Treasure Island is one of my all-time favorites for sure. But it's yeah, those parts are funny, but it's more for the background things that are happening. Because anything in a Muppet movie, in the background is always automatically hilarious for some reason. But like when they're on, when the rats think they're on a cruise, and it's just part of the story somehow that we put the rat in Pirate, and Rizzo's sitting there taking tickets for them to get on the cruise ship, and they're all from like Jersey or something, and then they're playing shuffleboard because they keep throwing the liquor out the window. And he goes, "You want to knock it off in there? You're taking the paint off the shuffleboard court." Sorry, Muppets tangent.
Or in Muppet Christmas Carol, when like they're complaining how cold it is, and then all of a sudden the rats are dressed in Caribbean garb.
Yes,
like
heat wave.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fantastic.
Joe thinks Titanic and Rose is being the only human.
So the only reason that it wouldn't work for me is because I would have to see the scene, because it's inevitable, where Jack's holding Rose up. Well, what if it was Kermit? He's got to hold Piggy, and he's like,
when does he hold her up?
When she's on the bow of the ship or whatever.
No,
she's just standing there. He puts his arms
holding her
her.
But they would exaggerate it in the movie that he's holding her. Like, I guarantee.
He'd be like just holding her ass. Like he just have his hands on her ass.
I guess.
But the one problem with Titanic, it would probably lead to to some funny aspects. Once the ship starts sinking, spoiler alert, the Muppets would all float. So
I feel like the only person that could be human in that would have to be the other love interest. It would have to be that guy who played the original love interest in the first one, because who would be the love interest of Rose? What other Muppet could they do that with? You know what I mean? I don't know of any other Muppet that's in love with Miss Piggy. Nobody is.
Now I know who you're talking about. I can picture him. I can't.
Billy Zane plays.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
I thought it was Billy. Okay.
Wasn't that a weird role for him? Like, it was kind of like he's still the villain, but I feel like everything and I don't want to get off a tangent, but everything I've ever seen with Billy Zane, never would have in my head would I have pegged him to play that role.
Yeah, I mean he's an interesting case study, right? Like they were setting him up early on in his career to be be one of the like the next face of Hollywood, and then the kind of like the theater goers pushed back against it, and he kept getting pushed further and further down the billing until like he just kind of became irrelevant. He was there. What about
I really don't know him from much. Like,
well, I mean, he was one of the hoodlums in Back to the Future, right?
No, I mean, like to be like a top build at, like, I don't know him from much. Like
he's in Demon Knight.
Yeah, they gave him
originally from is Demon Knight.
They gave him that superhero film, The Phantom, right?
I forgot about that.
They gave him The Phantom.
That wasn't good.
Like, they were setting him up to be like a big deal, and he just wasn't. But what about Independence Day, where the only human character is Jeff Goldblum?
Jesus Christ.
No.
That's a very busy movie, man.
That would be hilarious.
I feel like
you'd have to make an exception for like Dennis Quaid, though.
Yeah, no. So I was saying, Quaid, I think I want him to be the only human, just because he gets so fucking drunk. He probably sees Muppets already, right? So I feel like there could be a lot there. Now, if you were going to make Goldblum the human in a movie, I'd want Jurassic Park. I would want him to be the only human in Jurassic Park.
We'll have to come back to that one, because Jurassic Park is not one that I feel needs to be a Muppet. I think it would be boring.
Yeah, I mean, and so like my thought was, you make Dennis Quaid not the round-headed scientist, but the like tall-headed scientist.
Beaker.
right? Like you make him, and it's not Dennis Quaid, it's Randy,
suicidal.
but you make him because he's already crazy and you don't understand him, right? So like,
Right.
you can see him dusting the wrong crop, like, but then in the end coming through. I think it'd be funny.
I mean, even then, at that point, you could really make him the animal, right? Because Animal's crazy, and he would just do whatever he wants. But I feel like just because they'd either change it, because I don't think they would have a Muppet commit suicide. I think that's where they would like draw a line.
Yilla.
Like,
Is it really suicide, or did they just take the hand out?
You can make
like I just I see them having a Muppet fly the plane up the butthole of the ship to blow it up.
you could make Data. You could make Data's character. The
That would
Swedish
have to be
chef.
the other scientist. No,
That would be funnier as the Swedish chef. The alien tries to like use him to talk through, and you just hear.
honestly, if there's gonna put the Swedish chef
Let
as
me out of
anybody,
here.
if, all right, okay. That sold me on that idea because if I was picturing the Swedish chef, I don't know why I was picturing him as Goldblum's dad.
Okay.
Like when he's like he's sitting everybody around to do the prayer. Like I just picture him talking like the Swedish chef and nobody understand what the fuck he's saying while he's trying to pray. And like, but the scene where Data is getting attacked by the alien would be fucking hilarious as a Swedish chef.
So they I don't know if you guys remember, but did you ever see Muppets in Space?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it.
It's really a Gonzo movie, right? More than anything, it's about Gonzo. Well, they did the whole Independence Day thing, because they're at Area 51, and the only human, other than the people like at the end of the movie, you know, watching the stars, the only human in the movie is he's a well-known actor, dude. He's got real big, crazy lips. He was in The Hangover. He plays the dad with the car.
Hangover?
We can't have dead air, guys. Hold on.
No, thank you.
The Hangover.
Hangover, the dad with the car.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta look. Huh?
The one who gets his tooth knocked out, Ed Helms?
Jeffrey Tambor?
Oh, then I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays I'm almost certain he's in the Muppet. Yeah, he's in Muppets in Space. Yeah, he plays the villain at Area 51 in Muppets in Space. But anyway, in that movie, if you guys remember, they did a homage to Independence Day, because the scientist that's a Muppet gets taken over, and he's holding him up against the glass, like, and he's talking like, "Let me out," you know, blah blah blah.
I don't remember.
If you don't remember, go back and watch it.
Yeah, I don't remember that. So, well, you don't think Jurassic Park could use Muppets? Because if they did Jurassic Park, I would want Goldblum as the only human, but I don't want the dinosaurs as Muppets. I want the fucking animatronic dinosaurs still.
No, I can't get into that. I think if you did that, here's what would happen. Kermit would be Grant. It would be Dr. Grant, obviously. And because he's in the entire movie, so it's got to be a character that's going to make it through the whole movie. And then you've got Piggy would be what's her name? What is her name? Why do I want to say Statler?
I don't remember what her name was.
It's Ellie Sattler.
It is Statler, right? Okay.
Sattler, but yes,
close. What did I say?
You said Statler. He said Sat. Like you swapped the T.
Oh, yeah, SAT instead of STA.
Yeah.
Okay. So so the two of them, and then I think Fozzie would probably play the owner. What the hell is his name? Spared no expense or whatever.
Oh, the old man.
Yeah.
John Hammond.
Yeah, or I mean, yeah, I guess. And then, but then who would Gonzo play? Would Gonzo play
Sam Jackson?
Nedry.
You think?
Why not?
I'd put him as Sam Jackson.
Sarcastic ass. Like I can see that.
Well, then we'd have to put Rolf as Samuel L. Jackson.
Either one.
I'm Samuel L. Jackson. I play somebody in the movie.
Because like with it, I'm picturing like the dinosaur scenes, right?
But who plays the kids?
We can also just random Muppets, right? Aren't there also usually like Muppets in the background, like just?
But like to me, that's the problem with that movie. There's too many characters that you can't just single out
Well,
with
you
a
don't even have
random
to, but
Muppet.
technically, like
It is very ensemble-ish, yes.
so,
Oh,
but
there
you
it is.
also
That's
could
that word.
take like you don't have to when you're remaking it, and this is one thing that we have to, I guess, take into consideration is that you don't have to cast it exactly as the movie was, right? So you don't have to be like, oh, there's the two kids, we have to get two child. Like you just put two other Muppets that are there and just have them in those positions, but they don't have to be like, oh, these are the kids. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to do that
I
necessarily.
I get what
You
you're
have like the
saying.
same story, but make those adjustments. Because I'm picturing the fucking T Rex eating a Muppet. Like that's what I'm picturing right now off the toilet.
I'm not saying it's not funny, but you're talking about that can be a whatever that could be that one character from the Muppet movie that nobody even liked, the newer one,
Oh,
whatever that main character's guy's name was. But the kids have to be something substantial because those are two key characters in the movie. So you can't just have like, Tiny Kermit and Tiny fucking Piggy running around.
but are they?
Yeah.
I don't really don't think they're important characters in the movie, but okay.
You don't think the kids in Jurassic Park are important characters?
No.
You think you know
Like, one
somebody?
kid gets electrocuted, so okay, cool.
Huh.
I kind of agree with Tony on this. I think the
But
kids
you could
are
also use Kermit's kids from A Christmas Carol. Like there's small Kermit for kids, right? Like you could use
Right. And that's what Cal's saying, and I get that. I just don't know that they're specific enough characters. So Lex and what the fuck is the Timmy and Lex are key characters in the movie. Like you really there's four of them, but let's call three characters that are constants throughout the movie. And that's Timmy, Lex, and Grant. So it's got to be Kermit and the two kids that are going to support Kermit support him through 99% of the movie. And so they've got to be characters that hold that same level of importance or whatever you want to call it, I guess. But
no, I get what you're saying. I honestly don't feel that their characters, like the characters themselves, are that important. You could use a Muppet that not doesn't have to be a kid. It could be a Muppet in that position. Doesn't have to. That I feel like them being the kids isn't important to do like a Muppet remake, right? Like they're not there. Like if you're doing a Muppet remake, like you need somebody to be the Jeff Goldblum character because of the iconic scenes, right? You need like those. The kids, they're there to help the movies go along, but being the kids versus just being two other people that were part of that story, I don't think that they were like the kids were like the driving force, like the necessity of that for it to have to be child Muppets.
What
I
about
will agree to disagree at this point on this one. I can't back you on that one, man.
That's fun. I don't give a fuck.
what about any Mission Impossible movie and the only human is the villain in that movie?
Couldn't tell you. I really don't watch Mission Impossible movies.
I've never I'd never seen them, but I'm gonna go from like a James Bond kind of standpoint, I guess. Where
I mean, Tom Cruise already kind of looks like Kermit, so sure.
you're gonna have Kermit, and then in every movie you're just gonna have the villain. Um, I like Joe's recommendation about the Fast and the Furious. Um, I'm just kind of laughing about it, like, but I mean, I guess we would have to use a puppet for Paul Walker, right?
I mean, eventually.
Nobody. All right. I'll let that
Yeah,
one
no,
go.
because he couldn't. I mean, yeah, because he couldn't be there. Obviously, yes.
I was sitting on that one in my brain, and I'm gonna leave that alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and politely bow out. Let you guys move on to the next one. Sesame Street Hunger Games.
There's just so many damn movies. Like, all right, I don't think Psycho's ever even seen this movie because I know he doesn't do horror. But they kind of gave it to us already, and I don't know who I would want the human character to be because we've already got a Muppet version of the main character of this movie. But I feel like Evil Dead, all Muppets. I just don't know who I'd make the human. because we've already seen Ashy Slashy, right? We've already seen a puppet Ash from the Evil Dead TV show, and like I don't know, I want to see a bunch of Muppet Deadites running around. So it's like there's no other humans in the movie to like.
I don't know.
You do
I
like the
don't know.
human Ash be or the Deadite Ash in the second one type of thing, but I also
So
want to see Bruce Campbell work with Muppets. So
what about? I thought Bruce Campbell did something with Muppets. Didn't he do something with Piggy?
oh, I imagine so. I feel like I've seen Bruce Campbell with Muppets before.
Yeah. I mean, he could have been high, and we all thought we saw it. But so if you did Evil Dead, so I guess like we should probably like decide: is the movie gonna follow Muppet cinema like rules, or is it just gonna follow? This is what the movie was, because the scene happens in both, right? Where they either cut off the hand, or she licks the blade. You know what I mean? Like remember in Evil Dead where
Yeah.
she cuts off her arm, whatever, stuff like that. So is that going to happen in a Muppet movie? Or
Well,
would we somehow poke fun about it and come up with something else?
No, I think you do it because, like I said, I mean, you could even get away with using the puppet Ash even as the
Right.
main character, so you don't have to have Kermit killing all this shit, right? You could have puppet Ash. He's got the chainsaw hand. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's already done. But Joe says that for it to work well, you'd have to do Army of Darkness, not one of the Evil Deads, but the actual Army of Darkness.
So Army of Darkness, you go a couple different ways. Like the
But
thing
then
that's
you're
down
looking
in the
at
water
medieval.
could be animal. You know what I mean? And then as far as like the characters, like when they've got him on the horse or not the horse. What are they just walking him in? I can't remember how the movie opens. They're walking him in, right, into the castle.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would be the puppet Ash.
Yeah, puppet Ash, and then the evil Ash you can
Yeah.
do is Bruce Campbell.
Okay, so how would Kermit fall into play? Because Kermit has to be. It's like a thing for Muppets. It doesnn't matter. At the end of the day, Kermit has to be in some kind of formal role. He always has to. It's Kermit.
Kermit's cock blocking on this one. Where the hell would Kermit go?
I can't. The only thing I can think of is
if you want Kermit to be evil Ash.
Well, remember the guy in Army of Darkness? He's like, I don't know, is he the king or is he like the
main knight or whatever?
Yeah, the main knight. Could you make that Kermit, or is the character? I can't remember. God, I haven't seen a movie in a while. I can't remember what happens to the character.
Well, just if you have to get away from the idea of Kermit have to be like the main focus, right?
Right.
If you get away from like Muppets in Space, it wasn't a Kermit Muppet movie. Like you don't have to have Kermit there. If you can get away from the fact that Kermit needs to be the main,
yeah,
you could rock with it.
Man, I'd have to sit down and think about that one.
What about
then Joe says Princess Bride and Andre the Giant is the human. As much as I want Andre the Giant, they have that one giant fucking Muppet, the big
Sweetums.
Like, he would. I feel like he would have to be like the Andre the Giant character, because where else are you going to use that giant fucking thing?
To be honest, I would want Vizzini as the only human character.
Really?
In Princess Bride, that would be, in my opinion, that would be the funniest part.
Oh, which one's Vizzini?
Inconceivable, that guy.
Okay, thank you.
So the thing is, I could see Gonzo being that character or being Inigo Montoya.
Montoya for sure.
I think Gonzo could be either one. He could pull that off. He's going too fast. He's spitballing these movies. He's got to slow down until we've talked about him.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, I kind of like Muppet Treasure Island. Is kind of the same.
Yeah, it's already Treasure Island. Yeah.
I know it's a different movie, like entirely, but the idea for me is still there.
Who would be but if you did Pirates, who would be the human? Jack?
Yep.
You think Jack Sparrow would be the only human?
Yep, and then Kermit would be Captain Barbosa, and it would be hilarious.
You think so?
I think so.
See,
I
I
think
would
that would
want.
be damn funny.
Wow.
So, see, if you're gonna put Jack as the human, then I feel like Kermit would have to be Turner, right?
Yep.
Because then obviously you're gonna have Piggy be I don't remember her name in the movie. You're gonna have Piggy be the chick who is married or that's in a
Keira
relationship
Knightley?
with Turner. Oh yeah, I can remember her character name. But yeah, like
I don't know. I think it would be hilarious to see Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow and Captain Barbosa, who Jeffrey Rush plays straight the entire original trilogy. He plays that character straight and have that be Kermit. So Jack's foil is Barbosa as Kermit would be hilarious, or Kermit as Barbosa.
So I, for some reason in my brain, when you guys started talking about the characters and Wheezy said Turner, and the only part I can think of is in the first movie where Jack and him are trying to get away and they go underneath the rowboat and they're walking. And all I can
his legs
picture,
dangling.
all I can picture is Johnny Depp and Kermit's legs just like dangling behind him.
Not helping at all. Thanks,
Yeah,
Paul.
I would have had Gonzo as William Turner, just because like he's just so unhelpful, like pretty much the entire way.
I just need to see Muppet feet in that scene. That's all. I don't care who it is. I just need to see Muppet feet.
And I would want Fozzie Bear as the old man that helps Jack in the movies. I forget his name. He's on the ship. They find him drunk, sleeping with the pig.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Mr. Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, Jan's like, yeah, you know.
I mean, there's a picture of Tony as a Muppet.
That's because it's like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in Germany right now, and Jan is just living it up. He's either overtired or.
So Joe said it earlier. Spaceballs. With Joan Rivers as the only human. Well, Joan Rivers wasn't even a human, right? It was a
android.
Yeah, like it was 3CPO.
Would that be the irony?
Possibly.
It'd be very easy to cast. It'd be very easy to cast.
Well, you have to use that giant fucking thing as the Mog, right? What do you call him, Sweetie or some shit? The giant.
You could, but that could just be Fozzie.
Or Rolf.
Big.
Yeah, or Rolf. Actually, yeah, Rolf makes more sense.
I'm just picturing size. I'm something big. John Candy was a big man. But Rolf would be the easy go-to because he's a dog, right? That would be the easy go-to.
So then, would you have Gonzo be Dark Helmet? Or would you have Dark Helmet be Dark Helmet?
Ooh, I think Gonzo would be a good Dark Helmet, though.
So I wonder if that would work. And then, like, in the background, you know, like everybody was dressed in white. That would just be all the chickens. On Spaceball 1.
No, then, okay, so I can't, God damn, what's his name in the movie? Han Solo.
President Screw, and then you've got a Lone Star.
Lone Star, yeah.
Human. Kermit is a yogurt.
Really?
Why not?
Huh. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if that was going to be the case, then I guess he'd be yogurt. And so the only person to be human, like you say, would be Lone Star.
Well, Lone Star be the human. Because Gonzo would be a great Dark Helmet.
So then who would play President Screw? Who was Mel Gibson? Mel Brooks.
Fozzie Bear?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, who else would
so
you
weird? It's just
Mel Brooks. Like Fozzie Bear seems like he'd be the great Mel Brooks in anything, really. Like,
I just can't see the Muppets pitting against each other. That's what doesn't Muppets that don't normally get to do that. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but I think I'm in. And then, like you said, all the assholes are all just the chickens.
Right. Especially there's the joke, you know, what's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
I don't know. Now that we're talking about this, all these movies are popping into my head. Like
Of
a comedy,
course.
a comedy like Accepted. The only human is what's his face's character,
Justin, whatever.
Justin Long. Like
yeah.
Justin Long is the only human, and everybody else is a Muppet.
There isn't much you could not replace Muppets with and find it to be just absolutely hysterical, man. Deadpool. Muppet Deadpool. I mean, you've got put any character in any spot you want to, but and Kermit does not have to play Deadpool in that, right? He doesn't have to play Wade Wilson at all. You know, that could be played by anybody, and it would be absolutely hysterical because they would just portray the Deadpool way. But I think would be funny would be like
I would
in
still
a
want
second
Ryan
Deadpool.
Reynolds to voice it though.
Well, I could see. Okay, so give me a Muppet Ryan Reynolds. And then like when they rip them apart, it's a puppet. So it's just like wow, you know, like
Yeah, it's like Ryan Reynolds, he just does the character so well. Like just give an actual Muppet Deadpool at that point, and just have it still voiced by Ryan Reynolds. And now I'm like the fourth wall breaking, mention like, yo, why who's got their hand up my ass? Like there'd be a lot of comedians.
yes,
Like,
that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
What about a movie like City Slickers, where the only Muppet is Curly? Right, where Jack Palance is the only one that's a real human, and everybody else is a Muppet. Kermit plays Billy Crystal's character.
Of course.
Fozzie plays Daniel Stern's character, and Gonzo plays the other guy, Ed Ferrillo, the hot tempered one, who's always trying to fight.
That's perfect. That whole thing.
That would be hilarious.
That just screams perfect.
Because then, as we're going on, I'm just picturing movies, and I'm just picturing like movie where I want to see a Muppet portray a character, but then it's like I can't think of how the rest of the Muppets would work in the movies, right? So, perfect example of what my mind's broken in is that like I'm picturing Gonzo as Jack Nicholson from The Shining, right? I just want to see Gonzo doing that. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the Muppets, but something about that character as Gonzo, I think would be fucking amazing.
So I'm back at City Slickers, and I'm thinking about the scene where they're all sitting around a campfire because they're getting to know one another.
Yeah.
And then you have the two guys who are the Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is Bunsen and Beaker. They could play the two of them.
Yep.
And they could sit there and be like, we've got all kinds of different ice cream flavors. Me. Like, you know. And then the girl obviously could be Miss Piggy. But the whole thing screams, God damn it screams hilarious.
And if we did it the opposite way, like if you had one Muppet and everybody else was real, a movie like Crocodile Dundee, where the Muppet is Dundee, that would be pretty funny too.
So I've shared with you guys, there's the person who keeps posting all the things where it's like 27 days or 31 days until Kermit tells me to stop.
Yeah.
That's the same idea. It's hilarious, but it's the same idea.
Yeah, so the most recent one you sent was where it's Terminator, and it's the scene where Arnold like cuts his arm and rips his skin off. So he rips his skin off. It's fucking.
Like, oh my god, dude! Can you imagine the Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
Yeah,
they're all Muppets. But I guess who would be? I guess Edward Furlong would be the only one that could be.
Said it earlier in the chat. Edward Furlong would have to be the.
Oh, somebody already said it.
Yeah, like early on in the beginning of this. Let me see.
Oh my god, dude! Can you imagine? He's talking to Kermit. And he's like, "You just can't go around killing people."
It was Joe.
Why? Oh my god, dude! Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
How would you do a movie like The Goonies?
Holy shit! Sorry. He's walking in naked. It's Kermit.
I can't think of who I would in like a movie like The Goonies, who I would want to be like the only human character.
Yeah, I think Goonies has the same problem as Jurassic Park. Like, there's too many characters that are important, and I just don't know that it would work.
Well,
It'd have to be Sloth, but that still wouldn't work out.
because like I could see, I'd watch Goonies, a Muppet Goonies, but like I said, I don't think that one would need a human character. I think if you just had it all be Muppets, it'd be fine. Because I can't picture which human character would be the that would add to it for being a human for the comedic value. I think if you just did Muppet Goonies, had the same general story, same thing. Like, do they have to necessarily be kids? They're Muppets. Like, you just kind of do the same general storyline, and go that run or that route. I don't think you need to have a human character in that one.
I just don't know how you would cast the Fratellis. Like, I can cast the rest of them without a problem, but the Fratellis, I feel like would have to be the humans or the
No,
or
but
Sloth.
aren't there?
No, you'd have Sam the Eagle as the bigger Fratelli, right?
But aren't there like some Muppets that are like bad guys or kind of shady looking?
Well,
Like,
you have Clueless Morgan, so it'd have to be like the bad ones from Muppet Treasure Island. So you'd have Clueless Morgan, you'd have I forget his name. I want to say it's like oh my god, they call him something like ironic, you know? It's like he's like babyface, but he's gross. And then there's the one Snake Pete or Sneak Pete or something like that. So I mean, you could have characters that just wouldn't have resemblance to them. Like
I don't think you need resemblance to them. If you just kind of, like I said, the same general idea. Like you said, you don't need to have
just be three villains, yeah.
Right. You don't need to have that look. Because I think with a lot of movies you run into, like if you're trying to like pick resemblance, that's like shit. You kind of run out of Muppets, right?
Yeah.
You have the same 4 or 5 that kind of are the stronghold Muppets. But it's like if you have 8 characters, then who do you could just use, hundreds of Muppets.
Hundreds of Muppets. God, man. What else? Let's see. What else we got? I mean, it's fucking Muppets. I mean, it's the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, and they're all Muppets.
I'd love
fatality.
See, like, when you start looking at those, like Mortal Kombat or like any horror movie, you start thinking about the Muppets in those situations, and then it's the death scenes that really sell me on those, because like you see a Muppet get torn in half, like I said, you see the stuffing fly everywhere, or the red yarn, like whatever they want to portray it, and I feel those would be the funniest parts of those damn movies. It's just the violence that you normally don't associate with Muppets, and the murder and the killing. Like,
what do you like, Hellraiser?
Yeah. Kermit Pinhead?
Yeah.
It's Kermit.
Like he's sitting there, but he's like, I mean, he's got the little pins and everything, and his little fucking outfit.
I mean, could you like a movie like Hellraiser? Like, I think a lot of the horror movies, I think that's where you benefit more from maybe just like the villain being a Muppet and everybody else being normal, right? So like Hellraiser, everybody's normal except the Cenobites are all Muppets, right? The villains are the Muppets. Whereas if you notice a lot of the Muppet movies, it's the bad guys who are humans.
Sure, I get it. I just don't know it would work with horror movies.
I think you could have people and then fucking Muppet Jason running around, right? Like, and you have the size differences. Like, I feel like there'd be a lot of comedic aspect, but it's just like I said, you're not used to seeing Muppets in those roles of the bad guy, especially of that nature, right?
So that was like I love this movie too. Happy Time Murders. I love that movie.
Oh, that shit is hilarious.
I've watched it 1,000 times. And go ahead, you're psycho. You're about to say
something. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So to Chris's point, like at the end, I'm gonna bust a bubble if you haven't seen it, guys. Spoiler. That the one puppet ends up being the villain. Ends up being like the dude's daughter, and like it's so crazy because every time I watch that, I don't know why I always forget that she's like the daughter. It's some reason that little aspect of the movie I always forget. But
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
so
No,
I
go
was
ahead,
it
gonna
Tiger.
needs to be.
what about Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and the only human is Leonard Nimoy as Spock
Oh my
and
god.
Kermit as Kirk, especially at the end when he's got to shout Khan, right? Like that would be so great. Yeah.
And he throws his horns in the air.
I'm fine with it, but he has to actually like mimic the speech patterns of Shatner. Like he's still got to portray the horrible acting of, of Shatner as Kermit. I'd allow that.
He's got to do the part where he's like, of all the souls I've ever met, his was the most human. Where like his mouth would like snivel up for a second. Oh shit, that's great.
Yeah, no, I'm down with that. Trying to
So
see
good
if
it's fattening.
in the chat if we missed anything.
Oh my god. You got 8 people rocking in your chat, man.
Twins?
You pointed it out and it went down to 7, asshole. So
If you do twins, it has to be Fozzie and it has to be Kermit because they got called twins before.
Well, no. I was thinking like Schwarzenegger would be the human and Kermit would be DeVito's character. Because
That'd be pretty good.
I love the idea of DeVito or of like Kermit playing a less than wholesome character, right? Like a character that has some rough edges and some dark spots. It would be hilarious.
So you're not wrong. That's why there's those videos of Kermit right now that are hilarious. The I don't know if you've ever seen them, Psycho, but Tony, I know you've seen them. The webcam
Yes.
chat videos that Kermit does, those are always fucking hilarious because it's so
You haven't seen it?
So
No.
the app is like it brings up like random.
It's chat roulette.
Yeah, it brings up a webcam of a stranger. You can talk to him. This guy uses a Kermit puppet, and it pops up, and it's usually he does it to everybody, but he'll sit there talking as Kermit, and like he'll have like Miss Piggy in the background tied up or whatever, and then all of a sudden he'll just like kind of lean back, and then this big ass fucking like cucumber comes into play, like it's his dick. He's like, "Yeah, that happened," and then like puts it back down.
Yeah. He always does it to some hot girl. It's never like, never like just some random dude. He just chat
Oh, it's
roulette till he
funny.
finds some hot girl sitting there and then he's like, how you doing tonight? And he like pulls it up. And it's always music. It's always like, ah.
And then they're like, "Oh, Kermit, really?"
Right.
No.
Yeah, then he always goes, my bad, shawty.
But it's so funny because it's so out of character for Kermit.
It is absolutely hilarious. It just makes me want a puppet, but oh my gosh, man.
All right. Oh yeah, so I mean, like Tony said, like there's really not many movies that you wouldn't have like some type of success or at least a good time watching with a Muppet takeover. Like there's just too many avenues for hilarity. Like I said, if it's whether they're acting completely out of character or when they bring in their Muppet personality and spin to the movies that don't normally have the comedic side. Like there's just too much enjoyment to get out of that.
How about Big Trouble in Little China? And the only human character is the
Jack Burton?
no, Jack Burton's friend, the Asian guy.
Really? He'd be the only one who's what about what's his name? Lopan.
Well, yeah, but that would be funny as a Muppet too. Like my idea is you bring one other human character in at the very end when he's reunited with the girl that he was trying to pick up from the airport. Like, and that would be another human character, but Jack Burton would be a Muppet. Kim Cattrall will be a Muppet. Like it'd be Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Right.
Right? Like Egg Shen could be one of the Muppets. I don't know. I think that'd be funny.
I guess you could cast David Lopan as he's not in a lot of stuff, and he's like a reggae Muppet. He's blue.
Okay.
He's got like he looks like a fish. He's got real big lips and stuff. He could absolutely be Lopan. It'd be a little funny though when he talks because he talks like like some reggae guy.
Yeah. Um. So now Indiana Jones. But I can't remember which movie's which, but the one that has the kid, Mr. Jones.
Sorry.
That's Temple of Doom, second
Okay,
one.
he's the only human.
Kim Cattrall is already a Muppet, apparently.
What the fuck?
Doll, you call him Dr. Jones.
You call him Dr. Jones, doll.
Yeah, I feel like you keep him as the human, everybody else, everything else Muppets or puppets. I feel like that would be fucking amazing.
Why do I
But-
feel like they've done Harrison or they've done Indiana Jones already?
I think so because I can picture seeing Kermit the Frog with the hat and everything. I feel like
Right.
I've seen that before.
I can too. I can't think of where.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was like on one of the Muppet shows, a skit they did or something. That would not surprise me at all. You having a hard time there, Tony?
Yeah, I don't know where the hell Where are you going?
Trying to show her butthole on camera. She hasn't done that in a while.
She somehow fell onto the sink. I don't even know how to explain it. She was standing in the kitchen, like, and it's off subject, but like, like your sink tub, right?
Right.
And she's standing in the middle part between the two tubs.
Right.
She goes to jump to the shelf that is directly next, a foot from the sink. Somehow misjudges the jump, and her whole body just hits the arm of the sink faucet top and just pushes it forward. She falls in the sink. I don't know. She couldn't make it that extra foot. For some reason, her depth perception was so far off.
I mean,
She's
it's a cat.
cross-eyed.
What do you expect? They do stupid things.
And the reason that you think that you've seen it is because it did happen. There's a Muppets at Walt Disney World, and Kermit is dressed as Indiana Frog the entire time. And there's even a toy from 2004 that was made by Palisades that has Kermit as Indiana Jones, and apparently it's a really difficult toy to find. It's worth a lot of money.
Really? Palisade toys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they had
Palisade did a bunch of Muppet shit back in the day.
Yeah, they had a huge Muppet line. It's kind of like what people look at it as like the creme de la creme of Muppet figures.
Huh. Let's see. Yeah.
On eBay, you got 60, 85,
That's not,
That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
350.
Okay, that's bad.
that's a little higher. That's definitely on the high end.
I'm anything Muppets is absolutely hysterical. I've yet to find something Muppet that didn't do it for me.
So, I think one of the when you have like the one human character, do you want them to acknowledge at all that there are a bunch of fucking Muppets around?
No.
You just want to be like they're like it's just a normal fucking day.
I wanted to treat them like normal people. The only thing I would want to come up is maybe break the fourth wall a little bit with what they are, like if they're a pig or a dog or a cat or whatever the hell it is. I think that'd be fun.
Because like, so like we were originally talking about like Deadpool, right? If they did that, because like now I was picturing a scene because he loves to break the fourth wall and he'd comment on being a puppet, whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, he'd do the whole somebody's arms up my ass type of thing. But then I'd want it to like pan out and it be Ryan Reynolds like with his arm up the ass. But then like I was curious when I originally asked is that I feel like most of the movies I'd want them to not acknowledge that there's Muppets, right? But I feel like there'd be some instances where I'd be okay with the character like being royally confused as to why all of a sudden everybody's a puppet. Like and them trying to understand that as part of the direction.
So
almost like the movie starts and everybody's human, and then like something happens, they get hit, something happens, boom, everything turns into a Muppet, and they don't even fucking understand what's going on.
Your guess is as good as mine with something like that, dude. I mean, it'd have to be like that'd have to be a Marvel Universe type thing.
I was gonna say, what about a quick cameo with all the multiverse stuff that Marvel's doing, and then in one of the multiverses, all the characters are just Muppets,
And,
Or if
like,
they would have done a
hopping around
Muppet,
and sees it.
like
The-
Doctor Strange is like looking through all the universes and finds the Muppet universe.
I can go with that too.
I feel like that's one of the only ways you could pull that off, and it would make sense.
It'd be damn funny too.
But who would Kermit be?
Captain America.
I mean,
Really?
so
Yeah, it'd be the scene where he's like, "Avengers Assemble." That would be
Avengers
Kermit.
Assemble.
yeah, no. But I don't know. Because you would think, obviously, like we said before, you think Kermit would be like the leader, right? But depending on what movie you're looking at, that's either Tony or Captain America. So it really just kind of depend on which one you're going towards. Because you start looking at Civil War, then what do you do?
Well, that's what I was saying. In Avengers Endgame, you'd have the scene where he's calling everybody forward and the portals start opening, but it's Kermit as Captain America.
Okay, but then who would be a Tony Stark? Who would you
It
put as
wouldn't
Iron Man?
matter because in that scene you don't see Tony. I'm like Tony.
yeah,
said
that's
it was
true.
a brief. It was a brief thing, and I thought that would like Doctor Strange looking through time and
I got you.
multiverses and sees that shit. It'd be
It just
hilarious.
sees that one scene. That makes okay. Yeah.
Doctor Strange could be fucking Rizzo for all it matters, you know? What?
Strange
Pepe?
as Rizzo. Just I'm like trying to picture it, that's all.
I'd love to see Pepe. They should do something where it's like comedic irony, where it's like the Hulk could be Pepe because he's a king prawn. He'd be like, "You would not like me when I'm angry, okay?"
But then what happens when he gets angry?
It becomes a big shrimp. I don't fucking know. It becomes a jumbo shrimp.
Oh man.
It's one of those oxymorons I love so much.
That's all right. Man, like I said, there's a lot there. You guys have any other standouts?
Not really.
No, this could go on for centuries. That's probably being a little exaggerative, but that's fine.
A little bit, but I understood. Yeah, no, there's just I want to see it all though. Anything they put out with Muppets, I'd give it a chance and watch it, and I'd probably enjoy it. Because then you could even have it's Muppet adjacent, right? But you have like Meet the Feebles, like the real adult content side of it. Like there's a lot there, and I think that they could do a lot of enjoyment with it coming doing the Muppets like that.
I just think to your point, like, and I don't remember where you got that notion, or if it's just your original thought, but like you said, you know, with all the things Disney has, they are just
the podcast I was watching.
Yeah, they're sitting on just a mountain of cinematic possibilities, man. When you take original films that they have rights to and they put Muppets, you can, and they're films that people will watch just because it's Muppets. So I mean,
because I mean, I guess depending on the person, but it seems like at least the internet really hates majority of the animated remakes that they've done, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
they're stupid.
Excuse me?
Yeah, the remakes are stupid.
Okay. See, Psycho agrees with the internet. Yeah, like there seems to be like a very common thing. And there's people that do enjoy them, which okay. I can't think of one that I've watched. I'm like, oh, that's great, but then again, I haven't watched them all because they're not being made for me, so I don't give a shit, right? But yeah, it's like if you have that much of a battle going on with it, but when you can add in Muppets and across the board, I think just about anybody would watch them. Yeah, they're definitely missing an opportunity there.
I think if you start out small and you do something as simple as you start making the Marvel movies, right? And you start, and I say small, but really the easiest probably to go ahead and do you start making the Marvel movies with Muppet characters, and I think you start seeing that people latch onto it, finding it hilarious. And I think that'll open the door for other things a little more complex. But or if you do something simple like they just remake Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom with Muppets. But here's the problem you start to run into. You go to the older movies and you have to have a human character, right? Well, you're not gonna do Temple of Doom and have Harrison Ford, be 80 years old remaking Temple of Doom. You're just gonna have to make Muppet Temple of Doom and pick one of the supporting characters to be a human, and hopefully they're not too far in age, or you can get somebody that looks exactly like the character or whatever, because you don't want to cast somebody too old for the movie.
Right. But I do want to see Harrison Ford sitting down when they come to him with the idea of it, and then him talk shit about it.
That'd be
The way he
hilarious.
likes- Yeah, because he likes, even though he usually does it in jest, but he likes to play the grumpy, pissed off actor who doesn't give a shit about what he's done, and I would like to see that happen. That's true too. Like, you're thinking about a lot of these movies, and you're like, oh, we want to keep that one human character. But the idea of keeping that one character is that we're also wanting to keep that actor as that character. We don't want that actor recasted. So in a movie like that, you would be kind of stuck because Harrison Ford would not. God, fucking Shia LaBeouf. No, we don't. That fucking guy. That's a whole different problem. But yeah, so Harrison Ford. So you kind of have to, make. At that point, you have to basically make an entire movie Muppets, and then you can have like the villains in this case be like the humans because they're not important enough to. Oh, it needs to be this actor to do. You can just get away with having generic villains. You know what I mean?
So, like in the 1800s, though, was it Harrison Fjord?
Yes, Tony. Let's go with that. Sure.
I just like how mad Psycho wants to be at that point, and he's just like, "All right, that's fine. I'll give it to him. Let him have that one."
But then, like, I also wonder, would you want anything? Could they do like one of these Muppet takeovers where you have like a character be a human the entire time, only to find out that they are actually a Muppet, kind of Roger Rabbit esque, where it's like, oh, yeah, he's a human, the judge, and then you find out that he's actually a fucking cartoon character who's playing it straight for. No,
that doesn't do it for me.
You'll be all right.
Cool.
Weird ass smile, but I mean, I'm down. Whatever Disney does it, I'm in. And like you said, I think they're sitting on a gold mine that they just aren't tapping into for one reason or another.
I do have some. I don't want to switch gears too much, but something just popped in my head, and I didn't know if
we're starting to wind down. Yeah, whatever.
It sounded like you were wrapping up, so I was wondering. So, did anybody else see the Mortal Kombat 2 movie?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Do you have any? I know, Psycho, you'll probably see it, but Chris, do you have an intention of seeing it?
No, I'll see it, but after what you said, I'm less interested to run out and watch it because I don't give a fuck about Johnny Cage. I knew it was gonna be Johnny Cage based, but like,
yeah. So I rented it, and I really wanted to go see it in the theaters. Right, that's a movie I really wanted to go see because like the previews, it's one of those movies that I feel like the previews painted it better than it really turned out to be, and I, without giving away too many things because I don't want Psycho to miss on some of the key aspects.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a fighting game movie, right? Like people live, people die. It is what it is. Okay. They're telling the same story they've told like 18 times already, just in a different way.
As long as you're comfortable with that, I'll go ahead and share it with you. But so they do, not Ermac. What the hell is his name? Oh my God! Who?
Ermac?
No, it's not Ermac. Who the hell is the other guy that does all the undead shit?
Noob Saibot?
Nope. Keep going.
Shang Tsung?
Quan Chi?
I think it's Quan Chi.
A sorcerer?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I think it's Quan Chi. So I gotta look it up now because it's gonna drive me nuts. Mortal Kombat 2, 2026. I'm trying really hard not to have dead air.
Yeah, no.
Where are you?
Joe says it's Quan Chi.
Okay, all right, good. So watching the movie, I'm like, it was nowhere near as good as I thought it was gonna be. The guy that played Baraka looked really good. I wanted Baraka to look cool, right? And he did. He looked phenomenal. They did not disappoint with the way his character fought and what have you. Where it did disappoint for me is that they're on Baraka's home planet, right, or whatever the hell it is, and there's like little Barakas. You know what I mean? Like it went too far. I'm like, just let it be Baraka. Let him be this evil.
That's the lore.
Whether it's
He
lore
was
or
a
not,
leader,
it
too.
became too much comedy.
Was-
So it took away from me what Baraka was. So they they go there to try to recruit him, and Johnny Cage fights him, and then when everything's said and done, it's like it's so stupid. Like Johnny Cage is like, Baraka goes, "You will teach me all of your ways, and you will train me to be this ultimate fighter or whatever." And Johnny Cage is like, "Oh yes, I will. I will teach you my way." It was just like real overdone, like the whole acting part of it. And then like the end of the movie, it's the same thing. Like the whole thing just to me just reeks of overacting and ridiculousness. And
I still
so,
don't think he should have been Johnny Cage, but
well, Johnny Cage was the whole fucking movie. It was like the destiny of Johnny Cage. You should have just called it Johnny Cage or The Adventures of Johnny Cage or Johnny Cage, a Mortal Kombat movie, because it wasn't Mortal Kombat 2. It was Johnny Cage and Friends.
So I haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak to that. But I can tell you that the most recent games have all been centered around Johnny Cage. So he is the chosen one that eventually saves Earthrealm by the things that he does, right? So like that makes sense. As far as your Baraka thing, Baraka is a Tarkatan, right? There is a race of these people, and Melina is also half Tarkatan. She's half like human or Edenian and half Tarkatan, right? So like the fact there are all these Baraka people, like that tracks, right? That's part of the lore. That's how it is.
but I'm curious though, Tony. You said that it was kind of too comedic.
Right. So like that scene with the Baraccan children, whatever the hell they're called, whatever. I don't know what they're called, but with all those kids and everybody sit like it was. They're little kids. Picture Damien with Baraka face, and he's just sitting there, and they're sitting around a campfire, and Johnny Cage is telling stories. So they're treating this character, whether he comes from that kind of the race is like that or not. They have to come from something. I got it. We didn't need the family side of it. We just needed Baraka, and it went too. It was too much explaining.
So could I take it? Could I take it that you didn't really play much past the original Mortal Kombat games?
No, I
Like
played
you
the newer
probably
ones.
did a lot of arcade, like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of deal.
No, I played less of Mortal Kombat 1, well, unless you count Game Boy. But I played less of Mortal Kombat 1 than I played of the one that was like 2000 and what, 4 or something like that, or 6. It was on Xbox.
Deadly Alliance, Deception, things of that nature.
I only remember that you would go through these tunnels and like the spiders would come out at you and shit. That was like a way to pick fights and get coins and shit. I forget. Like you played the story, and then when I played one of the first ones when they had story.
So what I'm hearing though, Tony, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What you're feeling is that Baraka and the bullshit they put on with him was kind of an unnecessary aspect that kind of took away from him.
Yeah, we didn't need the extra shit that they did for Baraka. They could have just went to Baraka's planet. He's a badass. You're either going to help us or not, and leave. And they didn't do that. They made this whole spectacle and production of Baraka.
So what's kind of weird is that I get, and I don't know the full story of Mortal Kombat because I've played the games, a lot of them. I just don't recall it. But since when the fuck was Baraka like? I always picture him as he's a fucking one of the bad guys. Like you had your good guys, you had your bad guys. Baraka makes it mainly his looks, but I always associated him with being a villain in the Mortal Kombat world. But yeah, here they're making him like you said, like he's a good guy. He's kind of like a it's an aspect to him that we've seen like his realm in the games, but it's a way that like it's not how I picture him as being like the good guy who wants to do all that. That's weird to me.
It didn't make sense to me. And
Well,
the other bad guy that I thought was Smoke, um,
Noob
is somebody. It wasn't him. They didn't call him Noob Saibot in the movie. They tried to say it was the reincarnation of Sub-Zero, and they called him something else.
Bihan.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead, because the people who knew him as Sub-Zero didn't want to call him Noob Saibot, and his name is Bihan, so that's what they were calling him. But the character is Noob Saibot. To get back to the Baraka thing, and I'm not a Mortal Kombat expert, but you got to remember, people thought Baraka was a bad guy when he debuted in Mortal Kombat 2, but
That's how he looked.
there was no real backstory to him. And what we came to find out later is that he was being manipulated to fight for Shang Tsung because Shang Tsung had his family and told him that he would let his family go, but also he had a cure for the disease that they were facing. So we discovered that Baraka wasn't a bad guy. He had been being manipulated the whole time. And that's why I said, like, if you played the newer games and were paying attention to the lore, none of that should be surprising, nor should it be surprising the focus of the story on Johnny Cage. And I mean, as far as the comedic elements, the only thing I can say about that is the first Mortal Kombat movie that came out a couple of years ago. That one was super comedic, unless you didn't think all of Kano's ridiculous, racist, sexist, sexual jokes.
But Kano was the comedy. Kano was the comedy factor.
Sure, and Johnny Cage in this story, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, was written to kind of be the B-list actor that he's supposed to be in the game. So he does, like, he's an actor. Of course, he's going to sit around a campfire, tell stories that are kind of embellished and kind of over the top because that's what he does, right? Like, B-list actors always go ham. We always talk about how over the top their acting is, and that's the point of that character. I'm not saying it was good or bad because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
People that I know that have seen the movie, that know a lot of the Mortal Kombat lore, like our buddy Jose, he said the movie was very well done. The characters were accurately depicted. Everything matched the new lore that was created in 2009. Because they rebooted the entire franchise in 2009 on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And they actually set a definitive lore, which they then just rebooted again recently with Mortal Kombat 1.
Because fuck it, why not?
But it's like, again, that's everything that I've heard about it. That's everything was accurate, right? Like, I get not liking Johnny Cage. Chris hates him. But if, like, they depicted him accurately, it's kind of either you like it or you don't, I guess.
He's just fucking boring.
I guess I just also don't understand why we had to have Sonya and Jax again. Like,
well, because again, like Sonya and Johnny Cage get married. They have a kid named Cassie Cage.
Yeah, I know. She's I know that enough. But
yeah, and they help save the world. Like, Cassie Cage wins the tournament and saves Earth, and so Johnny Cage is like this giant hero because of it. So it all, like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like when they, I don't know. When they did the first Mortal Kombat movie, and I don't mean the first, but I mean like the first remake, right, or whatever they want to call it.
2021, 2022, something like that.
Yeah. Why didn't they just do what I would have hoped they would have done, was just remake the first Mortal Kombat movie? But they ended up introducing Sub-Zero's nephew, grandson. I don't remember what he was. Not Sub-Zero. I'm sorry.
Scorpion.
And why not just stick to like what we had for the first movie? Because we all, when we were kids, we all loved that movie, and I feel like at least we wanted that, but we wanted it with today's technology and maybe a couple different characters that we didn't get in the first one or something. And then they come out with the one, and I'm like, okay, it was good, I liked it. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it. And then we came out with the second one, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like it's like when I watched the second Mortal Kombat as a kid all over again. And I'm like, they did it again. The cinematically, like, it looked good. It visually, it was a good looking movie.
Right.
I just could have done without the 45 minutes out of 2 hours is nothing but Johnny Cage one-liners, and they're not even that funny.
Oh, like I said, Johnny Cage sucks. So
I did like the reincarnation thing. That was cool. How they brought back Kano. They brought back what is her name? Cinder or Siren or whoever she is. Shriek. I don't remember, the purple lady with the white hair.
Sindel.
Yeah, there you go. I had 3 names that all made her. They had her, and she was a reincarnation also. And then the same thing with Sub-Zero. They brought him back, but didn't bring him back because he's in Netherrealm. But yeah, I thought that was cool that they brought them back, because when you play the game, right, you're dead, but yet they can come right back in the game.
but like,
I thought that was a cool idea.
Was there a lot of fighting? At least was there actual combat?
Yeah, there was a decent amount of fighting. I will tell you that Shao Kahn, there was no shortage of showing you just how fucking menacingly evil this guy is. And I give you away one of the kills. It is what it is. But he's fighting. I don't know the kid's name, but he's fighting the grandson, right? The Scorpion grandson, I guess let's call it, or son of Scorpion.
Well, like distant relative. They're not
whatever the hell he's supposed to be. So
somebody from his clan.
He walks. It's kind of fucking cool. This is the one thing I do like about the movie. They made sure that the fights occurred in game like lairs.
Stages.
So like, yeah, places you could fight. Okay. It happened in the movie. So like the best one was Reptile's lair, where like like there's acids on the ground and like the hooks are hanging down. They don't show Reptile. They don't have to. But as soon as they show him walking into that lair, I'm like, I thought he was going to be fighting Reptile. Because I'm like, it's fucking Reptile's lair. Look cool as shit. He fights Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn beats the fuck out of him. And then when Shao Kahn's done with him, he's like, all right, fuck this. Takes his hammer and just whack. And his head just goes, just fucking right. The guy's hit on the ground, and Shao Kahn just destroys his fucking face with a hammer. And then Shao Kahn doesn't even pick him up. He just uses his foot and shovels the body over towards the acid and just lets it fall in the acid. It's just such a good fucking fight scene. He's a
now
big fucker,
Reptile's not in it. I guess I'm really out of this movie. Back.
You what?
Said no. Now knowing Reptile's not in it, I guess I'm really out on this movie because that's whack.
I do like that it was his lair. I do find it weird that he wasn't there. I thought he was going to be the battle, but it wasn't. And I was like, that's weird. But there wasn't any. I guess that's wrong. I take that back. Not about Reptile. I was going to say, I take that back that they didn't have a lot of characters, but they did. Every time they fought, it was a different character. So it's not like they didn't have supporting bad guys. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, nobody fights Quan Chi. They only fight oh my god, Noob. I can't think of his name. So Noob, and they fight Kano's there for like a second, but they're not fighting against Kano. Kano's like an ally. And they fight Shang Tsung for like a second. Shang Tsung is like a supporting character also, right? Because if you remember from the first game, he was like the badass. And now when he got to the second game, it's like, it's Shang Tsung, nobody cares. Yeah. And it's kind of like that now in the movie. Like Shang Tsung has such a small but just supportive role. They resurrected Kung Lao, the hat guy.
Right.
Psycho, I can't tell if you're engaged or sleeping or reading.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying, and then
So Kung Lao has like the hat. So there's a whole huge fight scene between him and Liu Kang. So that was really cool. And the guy who plays Liu Kang, I'll give him this. He did a really good job as Liu Kang, for sure. He was legit. He had some good fights in it. So it's $10 right now to rent it. I would wait till it's free if you can. Just being real. I would wait. That's a lot for me to say that. I wish I hadn't spent the $10. Halfway through, I was like, man, I paid for this. But I watched it all.
I mean, is it actually out on video yet?
I mean, you can rent it for $9.99.
Yeah, but why would I like physical copies? Like, is a physical copy out?
I don't know where else it's available. I just know it was $9.99 to rent. I don't know if it's out physically in a store or anything like that.
Yeah. I'll check the library tomorrow.
A lot of foreshadowing too. There's a lot of like that very evident foreshadowing. So it is what it is. You'll see when you watch it. You'll see. Oh, and I do like what they did with Katana's, her fans. Like they actually did that justice. She gets them and she like opens them up, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then when she fights with them, I'm like, okay, that's cool. So they did her justice for sure.
We'll see. I don't know. Like, I was interested at first, and then the guy they've had playing Johnny Cage, I'm like, I don't like him as Johnny Cage. To me, I understand what the story they did already. They already had a Kano, but I think he'd be a much better Kano, the look and everything. But it is what it is. But now knowing that like the characters I like really aren't even in it, kind of
it's worth a watch, I guess. I wanted to see it a lot.
There's no Scorpion, there's no Sub-Zero, there's no Reptile. Like, I love the ninjas.
Scorpion's in it, but he doesn't play the same role you would think. And really, quite frankly, what are they going to do? They can't do another Scorpion heavy movie. They just can't.
No, of course not.
I am upset. They do show him blowing fire, but he doesn't do the skeleton thing, which kind of got me. I'm like, well, that's fucking stupid. So yeah, there's just certain scenes I was not a fan of. You'll I don't want to give away too much, man. Otherwise, then it's like, yeah, I don't even want to watch it. But no, watch the movie. Make your own opinion of it or whatever, form your own opinion.
See. All right. Well, anything else, gentlemen, before we get on out of here tonight?
No, I think we're good.
See you at the show this weekend?
Yes. I will be. So, Tony, you will be at the show. You'll be vending, right?
Yeah, I got a set tomorrow.
So there's a show this weekend. It's in Tampa at the Florida Fairgrounds.
Yep.
So yes, I will be by there. When? I don't know. One day. I'll probably try and do it for Saturday just to get it out of the way. But I will definitely be by there. Got some stuff I'm looking for. See if I can find some interesting things. But yeah, so Psycho, anything you want to? No,
I got nothing.
Yeah, you usually don't, but I always want to give you the opportunity because maybe you'll surprise us one day.
Nope.
When we first started Drinks and Toys, I never had anything to plug, and then it eventually. So, anything you have to plug for Tuesday, Tony?
No, probably just give you updates on the show, and then I'm sure by then we'll have more squawk and talk about that G.I. Joe TMNT crossover. Again, they're coming out, that Comic-Con exclusive that's going to be out. Well, exclusive, right?
But when is Comic-Con?
Well, that one's for San Diego Comic-Con, so when is that?
No, isn't it the 25th? The 25th?
July 25th, you said? Yeah, so we got another 2 weeks, basically, let's call it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what else comes out. I mean, we've already got, so far we have the Raphael Amazon exclusive, right, with the helicopter. Now you've got the Leo exclusive, and then you've got the 2-packs, which are evidently, I don't know if you call those Walmart exclusives or if you just call them the way Walmart's selling it.
I mean, it's a 2-pack.
Right, yeah. But they're singles at Target.
Right, so to me, the 2-pack is a Walmart exclusive because it's not like they're just selling you a listing where you get the 2 single figures and individual packs in a box. You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's two. They're packed in so that to me is an exclusive.
I haven't seen them yet,
so,
but apparently they're showing up at stores. But that's all I got.
so if Comic Con's the 25th, then okay. So I want to do obviously our prediction episode for what we hope to see, what we think we'll see, or what we wish to see at Comic Con. So
maybe
we'll do
Tuesday.
that the
then.
week,
So
Tuesday before that.
is the 23rd through the 26th.
Okay, yeah. So that would be the
Saturday
week
is
after.
Saturday is the 25th.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, we could do a prediction episode on the 23rd, which is technically Thursday, the first day.
Prediction
The
episode would be
21st.
Drinks and Toys would be the 21st, the Tuesday before. So
Yeah, 23rd would be more Muppets.
I just want to make sure because we were discussing maybe doing it next week, so I was going to plug it for next week. But fuck it, it's the week after.
Cool.
Then after that, then these guys appreciate you good gentlemen coming out.
Yay.
Anybody watching, listening. As we know, we're doing on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all the podcast forums now. We're all on there. Just subscribe, like if you want to follow this shit. If you don't want to, still subscribe it. Help us out. Push it to your friends. Let them know what we're doing. Because, I've seen a lot of the other podcasts and I watch them, listen to them. They're not on our level. Like, I feel like we have better content. Like, we need to get it out there. So please push our shit. I think we have a good time. Help it grow. And with that, we'll get on out of here. Hope you gentlemen, everybody has a good night.
No capes.
Yeah.